In a city as large as Houston, it's easy for big problems to go unnoticed.
So we're here to tell you about Houston's not so happy ending.
Hello, I'm Sergeant David Jasper of the Harris County Sheriff's Department. I am assigned to the Training Academy, and for the past couple years I've been training all of the department on human trafficking. I think it's important for people to understand what human trafficking is. Human trafficking is best described as modern-day slavery. That human trafficking requires force, fraud, and coercion for the exploitation of human beings. The most common is the sex industry, prostitute, exotic dancers, exotic entertainers. You look at all the pornography on the internet today, I'm not suggesting that the people participating in it are victims, but quite possibly some could be. Sex tourism, I talked about that briefly. Child tourism, where people travel to foreign locations for sexual gratification. Some of the destinations include Mexico, Latin America, like I said, Thailand. I made mention that the two most common forms of human trafficking were labor and the sex industry. However, there are other things that are even more despicable. Organ harvesting. In China, there is a spiritual movement called the Falun Gong. These people are put into concentration camps, and they have been, their organs have been harvested, including eyes, kidneys, heart, lungs, and even skin. Americans are vulnerable. It does not have to go overseas. It doesn't have to cross any border, state or international border. That's human trafficking. It is slavery. Well, why don't they just leave? All right? Well, a lot of times they are controlled by severe punishment, beatings, rape, and the statistics are 21 million people are victims of human trafficking worldwide. 800,000 people are trafficked into the United States, and these are estimates. It's hard to believe that human beings could be so inhumane. A lot of people think that slavery in the United States was outlawed by the Emancipation Proclamation, but of course it was the 13th Amendment that outlawed it. However, the sad thing about it is today there are more slaves worldwide than any other time in history. There's different roles in the trafficking operation. The first one is the recruiter, and I thought it was particularly disgusting to find out that a lot of the recruiters are from the same villages and neighbors and known people of the victims. To be aware that this is a major crime going on in our community, and it is a hub. Houston is a hub for human trafficking. But the thing that has to happen is the public has to understand what human trafficking is. We can have all the task force we want, but if people don't recognize it, as I said, 21 million victims, where are they being hid? I say that they're not being hid. They're among us all the time. We just don't know what we're looking for. The recruiter may, like I said, the recruiter is the first person in the trafficking operation. He may pose as a love interest. You have a young girl, say 14, 15 years old, maybe she's never had a boyfriend before. You have some guy come and talk a good line to her. He's got a company, a business, or a job waiting for her in the United States. Come on with me, I can get you there, and you can have a better life. There's no opportunities here. Well, they're taken from their home, and the next person, typically called a coyote, will transport them from their home to the United States border. Once they cross the border, then they're going to be taken to a stash house. From the stash house, they would be rotated to a brothel, okay? And then back to a stash house, and then maybe to another brothel. The point of the matter is, and as you can see in the illustration, The young lady is being constantly rotated around. This way she doesn't make any relationships in the place where she's being exploited. She doesn't learn her way around. She probably has very little chance of escape and ever making it out of that life. Are they being paid at least minimum wage? Are they getting time and a half if they work over 40 hours? Are they being charged for, hey, we picked you up today, you're going to have to pay us $100 a week for gas? Are they being charged, exorbitant amount of money for, say, lunch? Well, we gave you some Uncle Ben's rice today, that's going to be $50. And to somebody who doesn't know the difference, you can see where they could be taken advantage of. So then, therefore, it quite possibly could be human trafficking. And the key to it would be if they're not free to leave. So somebody that doesn't know where they are, the injuries, they don't know how to move about, they don't speak the language, they're not in possession of their ID. The Department of Health and Human Services has a phone number that's available to the public. If you are suspicious that somebody that you're aware of is a victim of human trafficking, you can call 1-888-373-7888. Again, that's 1-888-373-7888. I'm Sergeant Jasper, Harris County Sheriff's Department. Here at the Sheriff's Academy at 2316 Atascocita Road. If you ever have any questions about human trafficking, I'd be glad to point you in the right direction.